Something big happened in robotics, and most people completely missed it. It wasn't a robot doing a backflip. It wasn't a viral demo. It was quieter than that. Capital moved, billions of dollars, into the unglamorous corners of an industry most investors don't understand yet. I've run a service-based business in the Midwest for over 15 years. I walk their facilities, and I've been inside more manufacturing plants than I can count. Out of every company I've ever been inside, one or two has had an industrial robot. And I'm not talking about humanoids. I'm talking about any robot at all. So that's not an outlier. That's the market. And that's why the money is moving. A 2 million person labor gap, 10,000 manufacturing workers retiring every single day. Nobody is backfilling those jobs. That's not hype. That's math. Many robotics companies will not make it. The ones that lead with flashy demos but can't show you a payback period, those are the ones I'd be most concerned about. We already have proof. Cartwheel Robotics, serious pedigree, serious funding, serious engineering talent, gone. I did a deep dive on that story earlier this month. Link is in the description. Capital is oxygen, and in this space, it runs out faster than most people think. Here's what actually matters. 3 things. First, does the company solve a real problem? Not a cool demo, a real workflow in a real factory that costs real money. Second, can they manufacture at scale? Can they build it, ship it, and service it? Not in a lab, in a building with a loading dock. Third, and this is the one nobody talks about, do they own their own data? Because robotics without data is just hardware, and hardware alone is a commodity. So I was at the Automate show in Chicago last week, the largest automation robotics trade show in North America. I spoke with an engineer from Neura Robotics on the floor. I asked him directly, where does humanoid deployment actually make sense right now? His answer was immediate. Automotive. Car manufacturers. Highly structured environments, repetitive tasks, massive budgets. That's where the early deployments are happening. And here's why that answer matters. Neura Robotics, a German company founded in 2019, just closed a $1.4 billion Series C round, backed by NVIDIA, Amazon, Qualcomm, and Bosch. Their order book and deployment pipeline already exceeded $1 billion in value. And they've set up their U.S. operation in Detroit. So the Germans are coming to the Motor City to automate it. That's no coincidence. That's a thesis playing out in real time. So here's the gap between what you see on YouTube and what's actually happening on the ground. Companies that fold laundry and controlled demos, that's a show. Companies running 100 factories 24 hours a day, picking boxes that weren't even taped right, that's a business. One CEO I watched put it perfectly. He said the number one reason robots fail in factories isn't a robot, it's a box. The box wasn't taped. Content spill, robot stops, nobody planned for that. It's like the saying that Mike Tyson coined, everybody has a plan until they get hit. That's the difference between a company you invest in and a company that burns your money. Real-world resilience. Maintenance, operations, the boring stuff that doesn't go viral. The companies winning right now are the ones proving a 2 to 3 year payback. That's the magic number. If a robot pays for itself in 3 years, it sells itself. If it doesn't, it's an expensive paperweight. Now let's talk about the segment of this market that deserves some hard questions. The consumer-focused humanoid companies. These are companies building robots for your living room. And I think that market exists eventually. I think it could be huge. But eventually is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Here's the math problem. Consumer pricing, high engineering burn, and a market that's still 3 to 5 years away at best. Some are trying to bridge that gap with a robotics as a service model. Smart idea on paper. But 40 months of subscription revenue just to break even on hardware, that's before support, software, or operations. The ones that have seen the writing on the wall are quietly pivoting towards enterprise to buy themselves time. Smart, survival instinct. The ones that haven't, I'd be watching that runway very carefully. And here's the structural shift happening underneath all of this. Hardware costs are dropping fast. Sensors, actuators, compute, all getting cheaper because of smartphone wars, self-driving wars, and AI wars. Those supply chains, robotics eating the leftovers. The best companies in this space aren't just building hardware. They're building shared intelligence ecosystems where every robot deployment makes the next one smarter. That's the moat. That's the data play here. If you're serious about the humanoid robotics market, stop watching the demos. Start asking 3 questions. Does this company solve a problem someone will pay to fix? Can they survive outside a lab? And do they own data nobody else has? That's it. That's the filter. Most companies fail it. The ones that pass, those are the ones that will define the next decade of robotics. The humanoid robotics market isn't coming. It's already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet. The companies building in the dark corners of warehouses and on automotive assembly lines, they're the signal. Everything else is noise. If this helped you see the market differently, subscribe. More analysis coming. No hype, just the business. Head over to roboticlife.com for our humanoid directory, robotics funding tracker, and our newly added ETF tracker, where we curate the latest 10 ETFs covering the robotic space. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. This is Lars, and you've been tuned into the Robotic Life.